Listen, I don't be knowing what I want to talk about right off gate. I don't. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I just got to start talking and then it comes. Sometimes our discussions go off of a comment that someone might have asked. And so I'll address it while we're driving. But I mean, so far for the most part, things have been pretty chill. What I can say is now that we are in the new year, I think it's important that even though whether we're in a new year or not, this is just something that I think that you should do. I think something that I have worked on within myself is not comparing yourself to other people. Sorry if you guys hear the heat. It is cold. Normally I keep the heat down, but it is cold, y'all. So if you guys hear the heat in the background, I am so sorry, but it is cold. My feet are cold. One thing that I've been working on over the past few years, as I've really started to pour into myself, is not focusing on what other people are doing and just staying in my own lane. And it can be really easy. Lord, it can be really easy to compare yourself to other people, especially with how accessible social media is. Like, you can easily compare yourself to other people. But that's the dangerous part, because comparison is a thief of joy. And so you might be so focused on what someone else is doing, whether it's with weight loss or maybe starting a business, just whatever you're comparing, their personal life, maybe you're comparing their marriage, their kids, whatever, and you lose sight of your blessings in your life. And of course, it doesn't make it easier to not compare when everybody is literally posting their best moments on social media, right? Of course you're gonna look at someone else's life and be like, well, dang, like, why don't I have enough money to do this? Or why does my boyfriend or husband don't do this for me? Or why can't I afford to go on this vacation? Or why are their posts getting more engagement? Or why are they losing weight faster than me? Like, literally, social media will have you in a freaking frenzy. And if you're not careful, it can make you feel like you're not accomplishing enough. There's nothing wrong with admiring certain things about somebody. Maybe you admire someone's work ethic. Maybe you admire the marriage that they display on social media. Maybe you admire someone's house, right? Maybe you admire someone's career. There's nothing wrong with having admiration for someone. But when it gets to the point where you're constantly checking and starting to feel cringe because of what so-and-so is accomplishing, that's where the problem is. And the energy, you don't even realize it. You don't realize it, but the energy that you're putting into worrying about what someone else is doing is that very same energy you could be using. Okay, so this road got some ice on it. Is the very same energy you could be using to elevating yourself, right? And I want you guys to also, like I mentioned a few minutes ago, social media is people's highlight reel. Most people, maybe not on Facebook. I was going to say most people, but I feel like on Facebook, people do be putting their problems on Facebook. I don't know about y'all Facebook, but my Facebook is people that I know or know through someone or have seen before. I've had more of a direct contact with the people I am friends with on Facebook. I don't get on Facebook often, but when I do be seeing people put their problems on there. And I be like, why do they got their whole business on Facebook? I was literally about to say people don't typically put their problems on Facebook or on social media, but I had to take that back. Because on Facebook, people do be airing out their all they dirty laundry. Just be right there on public display. But no, seriously. Most of the time, typically, people not putting their bad moments on social media, right? People not telling you about the argument they just had with their partner, or, well, sometimes they do. Let me take that back. Hold on. Let's revert this conversation. The point I'm making is, what I want y'all to realize is, listen. What I want you to realize is, people like to pretend. Well, I don't say pretend because it's all about perspective. But people just know that sometimes what people put on Facebook or social media in general, not just Facebook, but social media in general, is not always real. Okay? A lot of social media is fake, y'all. It's fake as fuck. And it's gotten to the point where a lot of people live their life through social media. Like, there are people out here who think that because they got like 100 likes on a post, they are a celebrity. So you can't get wrapped up in that world, okay? Whether you're a content creator or not, you can't get wrapped up in that, because it will literally have you feeling like you're doing something wrong. That happened in my own life. That's how I'm able to speak on it, because I have experienced that before. I've compared my life to my friends, especially like in my 20s, when people were getting like really good jobs and going on vacations and getting married and having kids and buying houses. Yeah, like all post college graduation milestones I used to compare my life to, and I used to like feel bad about my life, and I was depressed about it because I was seeing all these people that I know buying houses, having kids, working and getting 6-figure jobs. And I was just like, dang, like, why my life sucks so bad? Why I don't have a 6-figure job? Why I don't have a house? Why I don't have no kids? You know what I'm saying? Like, I was literally feeling like that. And that's a really dark place to be. You don't want to feel like that. It sucks. It really sucks. But at the time, I didn't realize that all the energy I was pouring into studying other people's lives, I could have been pouring that into myself and bettering myself so that I could reach those very same goals that I wish I had, that I seen other people reaching. I didn't realize this until my 30s. So I lived like a good, basically my pretty early, like, I feel like I'm still early adult, but basically like my mid to late 20s, I lived comparing my life to other people's. And I wasn't happy. I wasn't happy. And even when I was having blessings pour into my life, I was comparing those very same blessings to someone else's. So I could never be happy with my blessing because I would think, and that's what I'm saying, it's all fake, but it's all an illusion. But I would think that someone else's blessing was better than mine based off of whatever parameters I had set. Like, that's really how I was living for a really long time. And I'm telling you, if you want to be happy, if you want to feel positive and feel motivated and have high levels of energy, you can't be comparing your life to someone else's. Because also, too, you don't even know what that person went through to get to where they are. Half the time, you're not even prepared to walk the same journey that person walked to get to where they are at. Like, let's just keep it 1,000. Half the time, you wouldn't even be able to handle what they had to go through to get to where they are. Which is why you didn't go through it. Because if you could handle it, you might have went through it, right? God knows who to give what stories to. And this isn't about, the people with the worst experiences end up in the best situations. That's not true at all. But what I'm saying is, what is for you is for you. And it's just as beautiful as what someone else has. But you might only be looking at it through the lens of how much something costs. Well, their house costs $1 million and mine only costs $600,000. So my house isn't as nice. Yeah, but your mortgage is cheaper. Like, can we change the perspective of the lens that we're looking through? Your mortgage is cheaper, babe. You know what I mean? Maybe her husband cheats on her. Did you ever consider that? Maybe your husband really loves you. Did you ever consider that? She hates her job. You love your job. So what are you comparing? Let's just change how we view things and stop. A lot of times we look at stuff from a monetary perspective, and that's not good at all. Don't do that. Don't do that, because you're really just killing your spirit. We all have talents and strengths. We all have things that make us unique. But you're never going to be able to tap into those things if you're constantly focused on what someone else is doing and comparing it. Some of the most successful people, and by successful, I'm talking from a monetary standpoint. So some of the people with the most amount of money are also some of the most loneliest people. Did you ever consider that? What if some of the people that you're looking at who make millions of dollars a year don't have not one person that they can trust? Maybe you have 2 or 3 people that you could trust. So when you look at it from certain perspectives, you're only seeing a narrow perspective. You're not looking at the bigger picture. Right? Okay, let me give you another example. When I was losing weight, I would compare my weight loss to other people's. Why does my body not look like hers, or whatever? What if some of the people with the best looking bodies are the most insecure? That actually is the case for a lot of people, but you'll never know it, because they can take a pretty picture on Instagram or make a really nice reel. You think that they have it all together mentally because they have an A1 body. They could be some of the most insecure, ugliest people on the inside, and you'll never know, because you never even had a conversation with them. You just going off of what you see on social media. But maybe you're a little bit thicker. Like, for instance, myself, my body isn't quite where I want it to be, but I have high levels of confidence. When you look at it like that, who's winning? Not saying that it's to win or lose, but I'm just saying sometimes we have to see things from all angles. You are only seeing it through one lens. You don't know what goes on behind the scenes. And so you're idolizing people and what they have and thinking that it's the holy grail and that your life sucks. Stop doing that. Stop doing that. Just focus on you. Stay in your own lane. Focus on what you got going on. Focus on how you're going to make yourself better. And everything that you ever desired will work out. It only doesn't work out when you stop pouring energy into yourself. Okay? It's not worth it. And like I said, there's a lot of people who can't even live a real life because they live in life on social media. And how many followers they have or how many likes they have. There are a lot of people who are lost, y'all. Like, they are freaking lost. And I'm sure I'm not the only person who's come across people like this, because I don't even get out much. So if I have experienced this with the small number of people that I know personally, and you interact with more people than me, I'm sure you have seen this. I'm sure you know exactly what I'm talking about. Some people are so lost, y'all. They so far gone. They are so gone. They're not even there. They literally go off of, and this could be you. I don't know. Is this you? Leave a comment. This could be you. They literally go off of what they see on social media, bro. And what is on social media is what's really going on in their world, in their eyes. It's real. If it's not on social media, it's not real. Some people literally just watch other people on social media. Don't do that. Take time to do stuff outside of social. It's one thing if you're a business or a creator, so you're still a business. And it's another thing if you're on social for consumption and it's not a business. It's not income for some people. And so therefore, you're spending so much time on social media thinking that what you see on social media is real. And it's not. And so you're getting further and further and further distracted. So far gone. Stop doing that. Take some time off of social. One thing that I used to do a lot, I haven't done it in a while because I don't go on walks anymore, but when it was warm outside, and I would take my dog on a walk, I wouldn't even bring my phone. I would literally leave my phone at home. Yes, I would leave my phone at home and just go on a walk. I would go to the store without my phone. I was literally just trying to not have my phone because my phones are always on me. I have so much screen time. Whether it's the laptop, whether it's the freaking phones, whether it's the cameras. It's so much. It's so much. And I found so much peace and solitude in not having any devices on me for an hour or two. And before I did it, I was like, oh no, there's no way I could not have my phone on me for an hour or two. What if something happened? What if I need something? Like that was literally my mindset. Like the world is gonna collapse without the phone. But it didn't. It worked out just fine, you know. And I realized how peaceful it was to take time away from social media without the phone. Doesn't matter who's texting me, who's calling me, I don't care, you know. So now what I'll do is sometimes I'll leave the phones in another room and I'll be in the living room and I'll just watch TV or read a book or whatever, you know, just to get away. Sometimes you just need to get away from it, right? You just need time to like reground yourself and just focus on what's most important, which is doing what makes you happy, what gives you peace. So, you know, go to the gym. Silence is a beautiful thing. I love driving in silence. I drive in silence regularly. I do. So, you know, just wanted to share that with you guys. I told you, when I start talking, something always comes to mind.